It is Friday once again. A very good morning to you and many thanks for joining us for the Friday edition of our Sports Splash on ABS TV. A regular morning tonic happens here 9:15 to 9:55 on weekdays, Mondays to Friday. On the show today, we'll be looking at the Oriental Classics, the Southeast Basketball Championship, which is set to kick off today. We'll also tell you about our Anambra Club, a Solution Football Club of Anambra State, as they get set for match day 10 action of the Nigeria National League, the NNL. We'll talk about that on the show. We'll also be telling you about our Nigerian star, Dennis, who's ecstatic about his rejoining English club at Watford. And then we'll tell you about Irina Sabalenka, who defeated Coco Gauff and is set to face Zenk in as the first Grand Slam of the year was on. Talking about the Australian Open. We'll also be talking about football. Pep Guardiola is in the news. Manchester City manager is talking about FIFA fair play and all that on the sports show. Now let's begin with our first story. Our first story is about Solution Football Club of Anambra State. Yes, a Solution Football Club are currently fourth on the log of the Nigerian National League, the NNL, and this weekend on Sunday, to be precise, at the Awka City Stadium, they are set to engage. They are set to engage Inter Lagos FC in one of the match day 10 program of the Nigerian National League coming up on Sunday. And of course, the last match at Solution FC, they played the FC1 Rockets out there in Eket in Akwa Ibom, and they lost by 1-0 in that match. Although they had a goal which was chalked off wrongly by the referee and was in controversial circumstances, but Solution FC have continued to train and of course are set for action come this Sunday, and that match is expected to happen by 3 p.m. at the Awka City Stadium. Solution FC taking on Inter Lagos Football Club, and I can tell you that Solution FC are currently fourth on the log of the Nigerian National League, and they are on 13 points, and the team that they are going to be playing, Inter Lagos, are equally on 13 points. They are third on the log also, but with a goal difference of +2. And second on the log is Crown FC of Ogbomosho, who also have 13 points, but a better goal difference of +4. And Ikorodu City FC are on top of the log of the NNL for Conference B. And of course, they are just stopping with 1 point, just 1 point above Solution FC. And then Ikorodu FC will be taking on Ijebu United. And that match is expected to happen tomorrow out there at Ijebu. That's in Ogun State. And also, we'll tell you that Crown FC will also be in action at home. Osun United will also be in action against Giant Brailers. And that's why we probably have a Solution FC expected to take on Inter Lagos FC also coming up on Sunday in continuation of the Nigeria National League. So we wish Solution FC all the very best as they get set for action for match day 10 of the Nigeria National League. Now let's move on to other sports stories. Let's talk about basketball. In basketball, Anambra State is set to host the third edition of the Oriental Classics, Southeast Basketball Championship, and the annual basketball classic will feature 5 basketball clubs are drawn from the 5 states of the Southeast geopolitical zone. It may interest you to know clubs are to feature Abia Warriors Basketball Club, Anambra Chiefs Basketball Club, Imo Heartland Basketball Club, Ebony Salters Basketball Club, and Co City Miners Basketball Club. The third edition of the Oriental Classics will hold from Friday the 26th to Sunday the 28th of January 2024 at the Alex Ekwueme Square here in Aroma in Anambra State. And the Oriental Classics is bankrolled by Ugo Udezwe, chairman of the Anambra State Basketball Association, with support from the Anambra State Sports Development Commission, the ASSDC. The youthful Udezwe, who is the proprietor of Alpha Sports Group, is also the chairman, Southeast Basketball Association, as well as a board member of the Nigeria Basketball Federation. So watch out for this one coming up. It's starting today at the Alex Ekwueme Square Basketball Oriental Classics, as they call it, and it's been bankrolled by Ugo Udezwe, who is the chairman of the Anambra State Basketball Association. We'll be watching out for that. And then on Monday back here, we'll give you the lowdown at the proceeding, how it went starting from today and how it is expected to conclude on Sunday. So we'll have some of the highlights from there come at this Monday edition of Sports Today on ABS TV. That's Sports Splash on ABS TV. Now to football. Super Eagles defender Semi Ajayi is confident that Nigeria can go all the way and win the African Cup of Nations AFCON after over a decade of winning the title, and that was in 2013. Nigeria and Cameroon will meet on Saturday in a round of 16 clash, which is largely being dubbed as one of the eye-catching fixtures of the knockout round at Cote d'Ivoire 2023. Though numerous Nigerians have voiced their concerns about the Super Eagles' struggles to find the back of the net during the tournament, as Jose Peseiro's team have managed to score only 3 goals in as many group matches. Ajayi is optimistic that the Super Eagles will weather the storm and go all the way to defeat Cameroon in that match. The 30-year-old defender stressed that the primary goal of the team is to win their matches irrespective of the scoring margin. Whether it's a 5-0 victory over or a 1-0 win, we can take pride in our defensive strength and the goals will follow. I have complete confidence in this team. We understand that the intensity of the knockout stages, he said. There's no room for complacency. We must be prepared right from the beginning of each game, and we will certainly be, he said, talking about Semi Ajayi, as the Super Eagles are prepared for the upcoming match against Cameroon in the African Nations Cup and knockout stages. And still talking about football, let's talk about the Nigeria Premier Football League, the NPFL. The NPFL is set to take a break after this weekend, and as the midweek break commences after match day 19 over the weekend, the chief operating officer of the Nigeria Premier Football League, the NPFL, Davison Owumi, believes that there have been marked improvement in several aspects of the league organization. Assessing the performance of the referees, the former international turned football administrator noted that officiating got better with a handful of errors that would have been erased if modern technological aids were deployed. After 185 matches, we probably had issues with less than 15, and in terms of a percentage, I think our referees have scored over 85%, which represents excellent. He said, we are not unmindful that football is now technologically driven for players training and match officiating, where the video assistant referee VAR now assists the referees that correct a human error. Or we may say that the NPFL was working with the Nigeria Football Federation, the NFF, and other development partners towards introducing technology in the league. He also pointed to the league's zero tolerance for poor officiating, as manifested in swift withdrawal of culprits from officiating in matches of the NPFL. We worked in performance sync with the NFF Referees Appointment Committee to organize trainings for selected members of the Nigeria Referees Association, and those who have so far been adjudged to have performed poorly, we are delisted for now. We told the NPFL media. He said that the NPFL prioritized the welfare of all match officials. We not only increased their travel allowances and honorarium, but also ensured their bank accounts were credited before they travel. This is unprecedented in the history of the league. He further revealed that the referees' performance were boosted by the special arrangement of a match day security squad that all clubs were mandated to provide for match officials. Last season, we enshrined a point deduction in the framework and rules for any club whose fans are physically assaulted or attacked our referees. And this season, we went a step further to mandate all home teams to provide a special escort security squad for match officials. The only breach was recorded in Gombe, and Gombe United were deducted 3 points and 3 goals, he said. So overall, we have made it possible for our officiating officials to improve considerably, and would continue to explore opportunities to attain global best ranking. It's work in progress, Owumi stated. And the 2022-2024 NPFL mid-season commenced on January 19, 2024, and the season will resume on February 2024. So those are some of the swift changes made in the Nigeria Premier Football League, and the Chief Operating Officer Davidson Owumi is talking about that. He said the second season will be much more better than the first season, and we will be watching out for that. To say kudos to the organizers of the NPFL for the job they have done so far, and of course I was seeing groups like Propel Sports stream the NPFL live, and of course more deals are on the way for the Nigeria Premier Football League to be on terrestrial TV. We can't wait for that. We want the league to get better. And Davidson Owumi and his charges are doing a whole lot to ensure that that will happen, if not now, but in the nearest future. Now, let's talk about the Sports Ministry. The Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Owan Eno, has said that the ministry is dedicated to fostering a grassroots development to guarantee the future of sports in the country. And speaking during the visit of the Southampton Powered Community Hub Delegation, an affiliate of Southampton FC of England, to his office, and that was on Thursday. Senator Eno emphasized that the pivotal role grassroots development plays in shaping the future of Nigerian football. He expressed that the ministry's dedication to working collaboratively with stakeholders from diverse backgrounds to propel local level development initiatives. The delegation, which are comprised of distinguished members including El Kidby, Southampton FC Football Development Coordinator Ben Sharp, football and sports coach David Doherty, CEO TNUK, presented their collaborative vision for advancing grassroots sports in Nigeria. And Zofa Folarin Adebule and Leon Sahon, integral members of the Southampton, were also present during the meeting with the sports minister. And the minister lauded the expertise and commitment demonstrated by the Southampton team, recognizing the contribution they can bring to the development of football in grassroots level in Nigeria. The Ministry of Sports Development is resolute in its pursuit of a grassroots development as the cornerstone of Nigerian football's growth. We welcome collaborations with esteemed partners like Southampton Powered Community Hub, whose dedication aligns with our vision for fostering talent at a local level. He said the Southampton delegation shared their insights into their successful grassroots development models and expressed their eagerness to contribute to the advancement of football in Nigeria, and added that the Ministry of Sports Development will remain open to partnerships with relevant stakeholders in a bid to create a sustainable pathways for aspiring athletes and enhance the overall sports landscape in Nigeria. Southampton FC is currently the parent club of two Nigerians, Joseph Ayodele Arebo and Paul Ebere Onwachu. Paul is on loan at Trabzonspor at the moment, who are both competing with Nigeria at the African Nations Cup. And of course, good to see these guys come here to discuss sports development at the grassroots level with much emphasis on football. And they had a fruitful discussion with the Minister of Sports, Senator Eno. And that's the way to do it, and that's the way to take sports to the next level in your locality. Moving on elsewhere on the show, Nigerian winger Emmanuel Dennis is pleased to have rejoined Watford Football Club from Nottingham Forest on a loan deal for the rest of the season. We hear the 26-year-old has spent the first half of the current campaign on loan at Turkish Super League club Istanbul Basaksehir, where he struggled. And Dennis was on the books of Watford between 2021 and 2023, scoring 10 goals in 37 matches across all competitions. We can tell you it feels good. This is my home. This is my family, and everyone is excited when they go back to their family. So I'm very excited to be here. Dennis told the media, it's just like being in love. You can't explain why you are in love. It is just a feeling, you understand. I have good memories and friends are here, and it makes me super excited. I wanted to come back. I was happy here, and happiness is priceless, he said. Dennis could make his second debut for Watford against Southampton FC on Sunday in an FA Cup fourth round clash. We hear you're watching a Sports Splash on ABS TV. The Friday edition is the last one for the week. We'll go for a short break. When we'll come back, we'll talk about the African Nations Cup. We'll tell you about Coach Thomson Fier. We'll equally talk about other aspects like Charles Leclerc in Formula One. We've got some football news, and then tennis also to wind off our proceedings on Sports Splash, and that will be in a bit after this short time out. Stick around. Back to the show is still Sports Splash on ABS TV. In the first half of the show, we told you that Solution Football Club of Anambra State will be taking on Inter Lagos FC in the upcoming Match Day 10 program of the Nigeria National League, and that's what will happen on Sunday by 3 p.m. We expect the fans to be there to watch Solution FC, Anambra's own club, play against Inter Lagos FC. We equally told you about the Oriental Classic Basketball Championship coming up, which is expected to start today at the Alex Ekwueme basketball court here in Roma. And we told you that it is being bankrolled by Ugo Udezwe, who happens to be the chairman Anambra State Basketball Association. We told you that earlier on the show. We equally told you about the Minister of Youth and Sports, Senator Eno, where he received a delegation from Southampton, who we are here to talk about how to take sports to the next level and grassroots-wise. We equally told you about Semi Ajayi expressing the confidence that Super Eagles will get the better of the Cameroon national team at the AFCON in their next knockout phase. And we equally told you about this Nigerian Emmanuel Dennis returning back to his club at Watford, and he's raring to go for this season. And let's move away from that. Let's talk about the AFCON for a moment. Tom Somfie resigned as coach of the Gambia after the Scorpions suffered a group stage exit from the 2023 African Cup of Nations, and the West African finished at bottom of Group C after losing all 3 matches with a 3-2 defeat by Cameroon on Tuesday, rounding off their campaign. Semfie was appointed in 2018 and led the side to the quarterfinals of the 2021 edition of AFCON on their debut. However, the Belgian could not repeat those heroics in Ivory Coast. Thank you for your service, Gaffer. Gambia will indeed miss a great tactician, the Gambian Football Federation said in a message posted on X. And the Gambia were 168 in the world rankings. Went on Somfie, took charge in July 2018, and the 50-year-old departed after improving their position to 126, and the 3-2 loss to Cameroon in Bouake was his 100th game as an international coach. And the Scorpions were the lowest ranked team at the 2021 finals, but beat Mauritania, Tunisia and Gambia and Guinea rather on their way to the last 8, where they were beaten 2-0 by host Cameroon. They opened their 2023 AFCON campaign with a 3-0 defeat by defending champion Senegal, and then fell to a 1-0 loss against a fellow West African Guinea. Somfie has coached national sides in 4 different FIFA confederations and has extensive experience in Africa, having previously managed Namibia, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, Malawi, and Togo. And the Gambia ensured a difficult build-up to this year's finals in Ivory Coast with the squad caught up in last September's devastating earthquake in Moroccan city of Marrakesh, when over 2,000 people died before their final qualifier against Congo Brazzaville. And the squad boycotted a pre-tournament training session earlier this month while demanding a bonus payment for their qualifying, and then saw their flight from Banjul to Ivory Coast aborted because of a pressurization issue in the cabin. And Somfie claimed that the traveling party could have died had the plane not turned back and landed just minutes after leaving the Gambian capital. But right now, Tom Somfie is no longer the coach of the Gambia. That's the news making the rounds this morning. Now, moving to Formula One. In Formula One, Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc says he is pleased to have extended his contract with the team for several more seasons to come. The 26-year-old made his Formula One debut with Sauber before signing a 5-year contract after an impressive first season with the team, and that was in 2019. Montserrat Leclerc finished 5th in the Drivers' Championship Last season, Ferrari have not specified that the length of Leclerc's new contract that his previous one ran until the end of 2024, and the new one is set to be for a further 5 years running until 2029. His salary has been reported to be set to rise from the current 25 million euros a year to 50 million euros by the end of his contract. And Leclerc has had 5 race wins and 23 pole positions with the Italian team. His most successful season was in 2022 when he came second in the Drivers' Championship and won the Grand Prix here. So for Charles Leclerc, extending a new deal is always good for the season and for his team. And now, time for us to check out what's happening in the world of tennis. In the world of tennis, Aryna Sabalenka remains on track to defend her Australian Open crown after reaching the Melbourne final by avenging her loss to Coco Gauff in last year's US Open showpiece. Belarusian second seed Sabalenka won 7-6, 6-4 against American first seed Gauff in a tense semi-finals. Both were edgy in an error-strewn first set with 6 breaks before Sabalenka pounced decisively late in the second. Sabalenka will face a Chinese 12 seed Zheng Wenweng in Saturday's finals. Zheng, 21 years of age, reached her first Grand Slam showpiece by ending Ukrainian qualifier Diana Yastremska's incredible run with a 6-4, 6-4 win in Thursday's second semi-finals. And Zheng is aiming to become the second Chinese woman to win the Australian Open singles title on the 10th anniversary of Li Na's famous victory out there in the Australian Open. And we wish her all the best at Sunday finals out there in the Australian Open. And lastly on the show, before we jet this morning, let's talk about football. Let's go to Manchester and tell you that Pep Guardiola has told Alexander Ceferin to respect the procedure in response to the UEFA president's comments regarding Manchester City's alleged financial fair play breaches. We hear Ceferin recently told the media that UEFA were right to give City a 2-year European football ban. In 2020, City were charged with 115 breaches of Premier League regulations in February last year, and Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters says a date has been set for the hearing. But speaking in front of the MPs earlier this month, he said he could not reveal when it will take place, and that's according to reports making the rounds. So Pep Guardiola responding to the comments of Alexander Ceferin, the UEFA president, as regards breaking financial fair play breaches. That's what it is right now. We'll be watching out. Let's see what the response will be in days ahead. We'll hear the Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters said a date will be set aside for the hearing of the accusations of Alexander Ceferin, the UEFA president, on Manchester City's breaking financial fair play rules. So we'll be watching out for that, and we'll keep you posted on that development. On that note, that's about the size of the show. This morning, the abridged version of Sports Splash on ABS TV will take a break, and the show will bounce back on Monday for another episode. My name is Ike Mokede. Have a lovely weekend, but remember to keep sporting. Bye-bye now.